it's the Crash Show, starring me. I'm Crash. It's the Crash Show. And I don't have any guests, apparently, except for the people who are snickering in the background. Hello, and welcome to Pack Tactics Season 3. This is the 5th edition homebrew Dungeons & Dragons campaign. My name is Crash. I will be your DM for the evening, whether you like it or not, unfortunately.
Is there some technical difficulties? Because usually the time frame between you saying we're going live and being live is less than this.
I'm live right now. Can you not hear me?
We hear you now. We didn't hear anything you said between when you said you were going live and that.
Fascinating. I was holding the push-to-talk button the entire time.
Oh.
Well, in any case, it seems to be working now. Tonight I am joined by a bunch of awesome people, including Chris, Ellie, Eo, Jen, Cindy. Archbeth is hanging out in chat, and I should probably open up a Twitch pane to see if LFA is there. But in any case, while I'm doing that, what happened last time?
Who knows?
But you're supposed to know.
I can't remember much beyond the fight between the Zords, the Purple Worm, and whatever else the other things were.
Yeah, we had a shakedown.
It was something like a shakedown, yes.
Shakedown cruise.
Only it wasn't so much a cruise as a bunch of things came up from underground and did bad things. And you did bad things to them.
Murder.
There may have been some light murder. Also, it occurs to me that all the information in Twitch right now is... Actually, I think I didn't update it since last time, so it's actually accurate. That amuses me. All right.
Okay.
Because I did all my prep for last week, and then we didn't have a game last week.
All right. Yeah.
But the prep had already been done. So, good for
All
me.
right.
Thank you, past me. Present me respects you. But I don't know about that future me person, though. I'm going to give them lots of problems, I'm sure. All right. So, between that wonderful bit of adventure and now, there's been some investigation and some discussion and some poking the corpses with sticks. That part might have come first. But
Not my stick.
well, if your stick was used, I assure you that you were the one holding it at the time. But if you recall, it was a purple worm and several nopes. You've referred to something as a nope before.
Uh-oh.
We've referred to a number of things as nopes before.
Yes, but there was something in particular that you had for quite some time that created a decanter of endless nope. Whatever happened to that? We kind of stopped talking about it after
We gave
a while.
it to the guy.
Gave it to the guy that makes trees out of creatures.
Yeah.
Well, there was that
Exploding vines.
time where he turned a bunch of Neogi into trees. A few of them decided that they were going to eat kobolds, and you decided to tell it, no, bad tree, and you hit its equivalent of a nose with a rolled up newspaper, and by that I mean you set it on fire to death.
It was a very big newspaper.
Yes, made of fire.
Yes.
But
Yeah, less a newspaper and more a torch.
yes, Zeely
A
would
very
approve.
big torch.
Well, that said, it does occur to the party over time that it's quite possible that these nopes are in some way associated with Utnansi, who was the biomancer that you met previously.
Right.
Oh no.
Luckily, you do know their address.
Well,
Yeah.
I say we show up with our Zords and ask, what were you thinking?
I propose we do that, but more politely.
Lol.
sure.
And also maybe what happened. Because what they were thinking and what actually happened might be very different things.
Is Chroma saying this from experience?
That's how the moon got stolen.
Also, one might be thinking, haha, making fun of Chroma. But no, here's the thing. Chroma learns from past failures.
That's how science works.
FAIL is an acronym. First attempt in learning. You laugh, but that's what I tell my students.
That's a good one. I mean, it works.
Yeah.
In theory, practice is the same as theory. In practice,
There's a hypothesis in there somewhere that got skipped.
You said you reworked the breath weapon, but I can't find the new version anywhere.
Give me a second.
It is penned.
Oh,
in
it's
the
only in the sheet.
Yeah.
That didn't work.
And I worked out the stats for saves for each of you that has a breath weapon. That link should take you right to it.
Wow.
The breath saves are based on your stats, so the next time you level up, I might have to recalculate them. And I picked the color schemes in these sheets based on the color schemes you picked for your individual giant
I noticed
robots
that.
that are in no way related to Power Rangers or other trademarked intellectual property.
You can say that as much as you like, Crash. Me and Chris are still going to call it a Megazord.
Yep.
I'm not sure there are enough ballistas on there.
Well, you bought 2 ballista, and each ballista is worth 2 points in the
No,
buy
I
sheet.
bought 3 ballistas.
You bought 3. I will double check that to see what I've done wrong. But
I
in any
will-
case,
I see ballista. Oh, I see ballista.
yeah, because each ballista is 2 points.
And buffalo.
Dagger.
Mushroom?
Mushroom.
Oh no.
Snake! It's a snake!
Actually, that started off Badger,
and
Badger.
this one's a meme.
Yeah. Wow.
Did you build this on the internet?
Yeah, I got 4 extra points from reduced AC and speed, so I do in fact have all of those things.
So I need to add a third ballista in there.
Yes.
Instantly added a third ballista. There you go.
Yay!
Copy paste. I like it. All right. So you head to Nancy's place. There's this moment where we see a little spiraling graphic of JR's face zooming in and then zooming back out again, and you're on Nancy's front lawn.
Okay.
JR is also very dizzy,
Oh.
but apparently they can twist their head around like an owl. So you all learned something today, including JR.
Ooh, is it supposed
Okay,
to do that,
that's
or
new.
should I be taking a look at your neck joint?
I believe I might be operating outside of my original parameters.
In a good way or a bad way?
Yes.
Hmm.
All right then.
I love that my not even out of context riff, but my little half joke of a riff has led to this discussion instead of moving the plot forward. In the end, the reason why the plot didn't move forward was because none of the players, but the DM, were all very unsure about him. But moving forward, you have moved forward, and you're at Nancy's front door. The area around Nancy's home is still a bunch of ruins on the moon, as it was before. There's a tree that wasn't there before. You destroyed the other trees. This tree is just as large as the first set of trees. Noticeably does not seem to have a mouth.
Good to know.
So let's go knock.
Okay. You head to the door. I forget what I said the door looked like, so I'm just going to make it up and not give details and say you knock on the door, and the door opens just a teeny little bit, and you see an Umber Hulk on the other side peeking through. It is currently wearing goggles.
Hello.
It clicks at you.
I wave.
It waves back.
We're here to visit Nancy. Would you let him know we're here?
It clicks some more at you and then closes the door.
I'm hoping that was a yes.
I don't know.
Well, the Umber Hulk that Nancy had working for him the last time we were here was quite friendly. So,
That's true. Didn't attack us at all.
The door opens again, and this time a lizard folk pokes their head through.
Hello?
why, hello.
Oh, you again. I remember the last time you were guests. Have you come to trade another curiosity?
No, but we did come to ask Utnancy. Sorry, I'm having a hard time doing the tongue motion.
It's okay.
It's
a
okay.
weird name.
I find Utnancy's name hard to pronounce as well.
We came to ask Utnancy if he lost any, because we found some.
Yes, we ran across some curiosities in addition to a purple worm, and we wondered if Nancy had had any escapees.
Not to my knowledge. We definitely did not have a purple worm. Small red ones, occasionally, not purple.
That's understandable. I mean, you eat the wrong thing, and then you have to take medication for 3 days, and...
Oh, tell me about it. I enjoy working here, but sometimes the job has its hazards.
Indeed.
Purple worms, not edible. I'll put that on the list.
Actually, I'm told it with the right spices, but I've never had the pleasure. Anyway, you might as well come in. Click, click, click said that there were guests, but didn't have the words for describing you. Come on in. And the lizard folk opens the door the rest of the way. You do see that, yes, indeed, this is the same lizard folk as before. They do have all the regular limbs, but also 2 giant arms that end in crab claws. And after they open the door, they walk right through the little foyer area. I like saying foyer just because it's silly. And through that door and then disappear.
I guess we'll follow him. Well, I will. I can't speak for anybody else.
Are we supposed to be waiting or following?
I don't know.
He did say come in.
Oh, okay.
Well, we're
Follow
in.
then.
So, yeah.
Okay.
And if we're not supposed to follow, he'll tell us to go away.
Probably true, yeah.
Well, you weren't
they
told
have
to go
those-
away last time.
Those crab claw things. Did he have those before?
Yep.
Okay.
But it's been a while, so I described them again.
Okay.
The lizard folk is named Usluck.
Usluck, that's right.
Yes. And as I've said, the Umber Hulk is named Click, Click, Click.
I knew they had names. I was struggling to pull them up. It's been like a real-time year since we've seen them.
Something like that. Click, 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 by the way, is a family name. They come from a long line of Click, Click, Clicks.
I don't think I've ever seen.
This was while you were taking your regular campaign.
This is going to be probably pretty shocking.
I'm so confusing.
Okay.
Yeah, this is when we had Snacks with us.
Yeah.
This is one of Snacks' earliest adventures, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So you walk in, and give me a second, I'm also looking up an image of a biomancer. So you walk in, and last time you were here, there were all kinds of science equipment and jars full of bubbles for no reason other than they had to have bubbles in them, and giant bits of machinery with domed windows that you looked in and saw various creatures hibernating or slithering around or just being there. What you see now are mostly a bunch of boxes. But not enough boxes to have put everything that was here before in them. And over to the side, you do see the image that I've just shared with you, except the machinery and thing that the person's looking at is not there in that image. But you do see that particular individual holding the book and quill. They are, in fact, holding a book and quill and appear to be cataloging the boxes that are packed up.
Oh, are you moving somewhere?
Oh, hello. I was told there were guests. Yes, I have decided it is prudent to vacate the premises. There are plenty of other locations that are secluded where I may continue my research and not be in the middle of current conflicts.
Between us and the cloud giants, or us and the elves, or us and all the nopes?
I think the answer is yes.
Probably. Did
Quite
you
accurate.
Did you by chance misplace a bunch of small nopes recently?
They showed up with a purple worm.
A purple worm?
Yep.
Are you sure it wasn't a bunch of smaller red worms?
Absolutely not. Mm-mm.
No, we
Okay.
didn't find a trench coat.
But Nancy just looks at you for a moment and goes, "Oh, I get it. That was a joke. It is very funny. My apologies, I'm somewhat distracted. I have not currently misplaced any of the, you refer to them as nopes. I still have the one that you gave me. It has been very informative, in fact. I've done a bit of research, made a few discoveries, found out that it is very not useful. Which is something that I did not know before, so I thank you very much.
So
I thought there might be an aspect to it that you might be able to graft onto something else, at least.
Oh, yes, indeed. And that would make that something else also be not useful.
Oh.
I take your meaning.
I understand your disappointment, young. What was it? And then a brightly colored sphere of frost flies through the air and hits a wall.
Flies through the air.
And hits a wall.
Are you holding a diamond?
I don't always require spell components. I did pronounce your name correctly, did I not?
Looks like it.
Ah, wonderful. But as I was saying...
And that's why I go by Chroma.
Ah, I will make a note of it. I understand your disappointment. I at first was very disappointed, but I have found that even items that are not inherently useful can have purposes. I was approached by some clientele that requested my services, and I was not particularly pleased with their attitude. Arrogance. Yes, that is a word that could be used. Spitefulness. This is another word that could be used in this particular occasion. Foolhardy. Yes, I do believe our guests are getting the picture. So, I decided to not be helpful.
Again, understandable. And also, again, I believe I take your meaning.
Yes, and this is also why the packing is somewhat expedited. I imagine by now they have figured out what I have done. How many were sent in your direction that you found?
Oh, I've lost track. They're dead now.
Let me try to remember.
4 or 5.
4 or 5.
Oh, is that all?
How many did you not help?
A bit more than that.
So
which
like
means...
7 or 8 or like 20?
Or 100.
But Nancy just smiles at you.
Did you happen to give them a kill switch by chance? Because we'd appreciate having a kill switch for them.
Well, you described them as nopes, as I recall. Which
Yep,
means
but smaller.
Opposite
they
of,
didn't necessarily look at all like cloud giants. Yes, the
Oh.
kill switch, as you so eloquently describe it, that had gone into effect before you met them then.
Oh, that's what you mean by the nopes are not helpful, and when you attach them to other things, they become not helpful too.
Yes, and it's not evident right away, but let's put it this way. If you'd done absolutely nothing and just waited a while, things would have been just fine. Well, maybe not for the purple worm. I have no idea where they found one of those.
It burst into the hangar and started trashing things.
Oh, that's not good at all. Was all the equipment salvageable?
Oh, certainly. Or
Wonderful.
kobolds.
We did a weapons test.
That's not necessarily my specialty, but did it go well?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Worked out good.
Mine lost the test, but otherwise pretty good.
Perhaps my specialty aligns with your weapons tests a bit more than I thought.
So you're packing up and leaving the moon? Is that right? Or are you just moving to another spot?
Well, I thought I would leave this sphere altogether, but that seems to be out of the question currently. So
Yeah, there's a fleet outside.
I thought I'd see what I could do on the surface. There's a couple nice big continents down there. Lots of room to play.
Just,
Okay, but if you go to the one with the big giant mountain, be careful of Tarask.
Yeah, there's one of
Tarrasques.
those out there. Well, we think there's one. I don't know if there's more, but...
I am a bit concerned that you used the plural.
Well, there's definitely one, and there probably aren't any others. And the gods threw the moon at it once.
Yes, the Tarask is the reason for the mountain.
Well, I think I know my destination now.
Anyway, thank you for the information.
Oh, always a
Well-
pleasure.
I'll let you get on with your packing.
When I'm
Best of
settled
luck.
in, why, thank you very much. The same to you. When I am settled in, I'll be sure to send you a forwarding address. I do so much hanging out with kobolds.
Very few non-kobolds have said that, so that's pretty neat.
Ziri will not notice, will conspicuously not notice that he left the verb out of that sentence.
All right. And Nancy marks off one more thing on their book and says, I do believe this is the second to last pile of crates. I'd say it's about time to pack all of these up. And give me a second here, because I'm the one who named all these characters, and I've forgotten a name. Usluck, if you could pull the lever, please.
Oh.
Which one? Look, there's only one lever. You don't need to worry about pulling the wrong lever. You keep asking that, but there's just the one. We packed up all the other levers. If you say so. And Usluck pulls a lever on the wall, and suddenly...
And we all fall into a dungeon.
With a giant crocodile. No, with an elderly old woman wearing a giant feather hat who is terrifying beyond all reason. Save versus fear. No. Suddenly all the big crates are tiny crates.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Somewhere in the background we hear, I've been turned into a cow. Can I go home?
You may leave. Anyone else?
No, we're good.
No one lives forever. Rah! And then they all fall to their deaths. That movie was dark in places.
It really was.
And not just because of the Fly reference.
Yeah.
I can't believe they put that in a Disney movie.
No kidding.
Yeah. I mean, technically the death happened not on camera, but still. Actually, no, it did happen on camera. It did happen on camera.
Oh, it's been too long since I watched that movie.
I have not seen this movie, so I'm just kind of perplexed, but that's all right.
Kuzco is my favorite Disney princess.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Very flawed character, which is unlike most Disney princesses. With that said, Nancy then pulls out a small bag and starts taking the tiny crates and putting them in a bag. Bags of holding are very useful, but sometimes a regular bag with very, very small objects works just as good.
And is much less likely to send you to the astral plane.
Right. Yeah, that's a thing.
That is very wise of you to say. You're not describing a personal experience, are you?
There was this grenade, except it wasn't actually a grenade, that someone was bluffing, and it turned out to be an extra-dimensional perfume holder, but, they said it was a grenade, so I tried to put the explosion in the bag of holding, and instead of an explosion being in the bag of holding, we were all in the astral plane, and there was no more bag of holding.
Yep.
This is why I enjoy kobolds so much. Most would have simply referred to that answer as a yes. And with that, there is a very loud thump from above you.
Uh-oh. Is that one of yours, Nazi?
All of mine are either packed up or helping me pack up right now.
Okay. Were you expecting something?
Yes, it's why I was packing.
Okay.
So,
There is a crash
Get in your
from
way
above.
any longer. We won't get in your way any longer.
Let's check out whatever made that thump and possibly get our Megazord.
A mega what?
Come
an
outside.
we built giant robots.
Yeah.
Not really my area of expertise.
No, but they're really fun.
There is another crash from upstairs.
And let's go check that out. Bye. Good luck.
Always a pleasure.
Likewise.
I think I'm going to wait down here just a bit longer before I stick my head upstairs.
Probably a good idea. If you take out that Tarrasque, let us know. That's going to be one heck of a battle.
Take it. I wouldn't dream of it.
Interesting. Okay.
Study, definitely. Augment, perhaps. Take out?
You know.
I don't even know
Please
how to
do
float.
not make the Tarrasque even more deadly. It doesn't need help in that department.
You've already made your sale.
All right. Just maybe when you go back to the surface, don't alter kobolds. Okay?
I never alter anyone who is unwilling.
Fair enough.
All right. And with that, you go out the front door. And I am somewhat distracted by the Emperor's New Groove quotes and images that are being shared. It's dinner time! I can't do the Yzma voice. I shouldn't try.
See, now this is where I feel like Kronk and Neri match up.
Kronk is a wonderful character. And it's a shame that Kronk's New Groove was a totally horrible sequel.
It really was.
Yeah. And then it was Emperor's New School, which changed so much of... No, just the original one. That's the only one they did.
Yep.
It's like it was Highlander 1, then Highlander 3.
I have a tangent that I'm not going to get into while we're on the air.
Why would that be any different than normal?
Because it's long.
So as you go upstairs and poke your head out, imagine, if you will, 5 kobold heads almost stacked on top of each other, peeking around the corner of a doorway at what appears to be a rather large blue dragon.
Oh, wow.
That has knocked over 2 of your giant robots so far.
Hey!
Which 2?
It helps if I have my list open in front of me, which I do, but how many tabs does Crash have open? The answer is not as many as most, but all these are D&D related right now. So the 2 that are knocked over are Nerees and Chromas.
Hey.
Hey!
They don't appear to have much more than superficial damage. They might be lightly scuffed, but they have been knocked over. And the blue dragon is roaring, "Utnansi, where are you?"
Hello! We're not at Nazi.
All right. That is the thing you have done.
Zenosha's making a beeline for her sword right now.
Yeah,
I would like everyone to make...
Yeah. Go ahead.
I would like everyone to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
Oh, that's not going to go off.
Oh, they've updated the encounter tracker.
Oh,
They added
I
die
have
rolls
failed.
in the encounter tracker.
Yeah, they did.
I've heard they did that. Yeah.
I knew they were
did
planning
too.
it. I didn't know how quickly they would add it.
Yeah.
By the way, the
Yeah, I
DC
failed.
is
I
23.
completely failed.
I
this.
also failed.
The DC is 23, so don't feel too bad about rolling under 10.
Yeah, I have a 4, so
I would have had to
Way
have rolled
under.
a natural 20 to pass that.
I will roll as soon as I load the correct version of my character sheet.
So
oh,
I would have
Oh my
a
gosh.
nat 20 to make it, but I rolled a nat 20.
Woo! I'm going to roll for
Well,
Cogbucket.
a 28 will do it.
It's okay. Cogbucket has a +0 to dexterity
oh
saves.
no.
No.
Is this an ancient blue or just an adult blue?
That's an 11. Cogbucket failed.
Oh.
Because that answer to that question matters.
So that's an excellent question. Do you have skill in determining the age of dragons?
I could roll Arcana.
I could roll Arcana or History, maybe.
If Zeely was here, I would allow a roll at advantage because, parentage.
Right.
But Chroma's not in on the secret. So
Right.
Chroma doesn't get that bonus.
As a ranger, can I roll survival or animal handling?
You may roll at a disadvantage
Interesting.
unless dragons are your preferred enemy.
Beasts are my preferred enemy.
Unfortunately, dragons are not beasts.
Dragons are just dragons.
Should I roll at disadvantage for Arcana?
A regular for Arcana is fine. But it's
That's a
very
19 with disadvantage.
Wow.
16.
This dragon is not a young dragon. How old it is, you might have to cut it in half and count the rings. But
That can be arranged.
That can be arranged. We have the tools.
yeah, you're
We have
level
the
11.
technology.
This can, in fact, be arranged.
Question. Have
Answer.
you worked out the mechanics for the Megazord yet, or is it still just the individual 5?
You don't have the capability of combining them into one giant robot yet.
Okay.
I will refuse to call it what you are calling it.
And that's fine.
Okay.
It's a Megatron. Wait, no, that's something else.
That was something else, yes.
It's a Voltzord. That's not something, is it? Well, in any case, that's a lightning breath attack. I'll give
Our robots all combine and then transform into a gun that a human can hold.
I always thought that was weird, but yes. They made it better and more believable if you can talk about giant sentient robots as believable. Giant sentient robots from space, from a planet that is also a giant robot.
Right.
But never mind about that. I'll let you have a choice. You're either going to take average damage, or I can hit the button to roll, because I want to hit the button to roll.
Just do that.
Just
Yeah.
hit the button. I'm
Do
hitting
it.
the button. That's a lot of dice.
Oh no.
Well, good news. That's lower than average. You only take 83 points of lightning damage.
I am unconscious.
Oh, I'm not.
What if I made my dex save?
Then you are taking half that. So 41.
41, and I would like to use absorb elements and take half that.
You know what I just realized? I said 5 kobold heads peeked around the door. I didn't say JR was there.
Oh.
That's true.
Thank
Yes. So JR was just around the corner and was not in the path of the lightning strike.
Okay.
So,
They did, however,
41,
just watch all of their friends get zapped.
41 divided by 2.
So,
that's
should we
20.
be rolling
I
for
think
initiative?
I should be rolling death saves.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, let's roll for initiative, for old time's sake.
I have a 5.
22.
I'm not rolling
roll
well
well.
today.
22 for me.
24.
16.
I appreciate that I can just click on the game log thing to see what your rolls are, because those numbers were all said way too fast for me to remember any of them.
Yeah, understandably.
Mm-hmm.
How about you type 16 instead of 15, Crash? Kendrick's got a 24. Oh, great. The one making death saves might be going first.
Oh,
Yep.
wow.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
No, I'm sure.
Not like a recent Saturday game where I pitted everyone against Obame.
I bet that was fun.
Oh, it was fun for other people.
It was.
Uh-huh.
If Eric had been there to play Eric's current dwarf cleric, it might have even been an even fight.
Yeah.
Because the party would have had a healer that wasn't a 7-foot-tall tabaxi child with ADD.
Oh.
But
Okay.
that was also a ranger, and therefore not exactly a primary healer.
Yeah, we got moidled.
If it wasn't for the fact that it was specifically canon that Mazir didn't want anyone killed, it would have been a TPK.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Okay, so initiative has started. Kendricks, you're going first.
Okay, death save.
I do appreciate that the person who's making death saves is the person that has 15 bazillion backup characters.
I mean, it's not a bad thing that the one with the
Well,
15
and he succeeded at the
back
death
up.
save, so
Yes.
So
That's
one
one
success.
All right. Chroma, you're next.
So, how far away from my mech am I?
I'm going to be very kind and say 30 feet.
Okay. Can I get in?
You can get in, but you won't be able to power it up for one round.
Can I get... Is that it will take one round to power up, or
You'll be
is it-
spending one action pressing all the buttons and pulling all the levers. It would normally take you several, but you understand that time is of the essence, so you won't be double checking everything.
Okay.
All right.
I was going to cast haste, but I forgot to re-prepare haste because I forgot about the long rest.
It's okay.
I'm going to ask a question that perhaps I should not ask.
Those are the best questions.
You said that my mech and Chroma's were knocked over.
That is correct.
Did they take damage?
No.
Okay.
If anything, the cockpits are actually closer to the ground now.
Okay.
If the kobolds who did the paint jobs were here, they'd be...
They'd be having words with us.
Well, not with you. They also would not be having words with the very large blue dragon. They might actually be cowering in fear, but they would be upset that all that hard work was, like, they'd be going online and ordering touch-up paint. More than just the tiny little bottle that you normally get. So Chroma has taken their movement to get inside the giant mech and is using their action for this turn to press all the buttons. Well, except for that one over there. That's the ejection seat. Don't press that one yet.
I will not press that one
Yet.
yet.
Okay. Neri, you're next.
Bonus action, Hunter's Mark on the dragon.
Okay. A very, very large red arrow is now above the dragon's head.
Indeed. And since those reset at dawn, I am going to actually uncheck one of my charges.
Lol.
Because they don't reset with a long rest. I have to manually do it, and I forgot.
It's fine. This amuses me greatly.
Same with staff.
Okay. Can I assume that you are also going to make a beeline towards your mech and get in and start pressing buttons?
I'm going to make 2 attacks and then make a beeline towards my mech and start pressing buttons.
But then it would require something like an action surge to be able to use an action to turn on your mech.
Indeed.
If only you had levels in fighter so you could do that.
Right. Yeah, it would really suck if I didn't have that.
I like the few moments where I actually anticipate what a character might do. So go ahead and roll your attacks.
Nobody's within 5 feet of the dragon, right?
Are you a rogue fighter ranger?
No, I just have pack tactics.
Okay.
Yeah, kobolds.
Kobolds.
It's
Just checking.
I love that every time we play, at least one of us forgets the name of the campaign.
Yeah.
To be fair, it is almost always me, but never mind about that. There are currently no allies within 5 feet.
Okay. That's 26 and 21.
One of them is a hit and one of them is a miss.
Okay.
I think this is an ancient dragon.
Is it the 21 that's a hit?
Yes, the lower of the two rolls hits now.
You may be correct.
The dragon casts shield.
Oh.
Not true.
Does it really?
No,
Okay.
it does not.
If it was a green you were talking about, I might think that was true.
7 plus 8 is 15. 15 damage, and then I'm going to run to the mech and use my action surge to start it up.
Okay. At the end of your turn, it's going to make a tail attack against your mech because you hurt it a little bit.
Yeah.
That would be a 27 to hit.
Well, I cast shield, and then I cast shield again, and then it still hits.
Oh.
Lol.
Well, to be fair, and you've already posted the GIF. The good news is for this, all of you have mechs that have very high AC. Just not all of them are above 20.
Right.
My mech has a lower AC than me.
And I will never not be amused by that.
By like 5.
Not everyone has an AC of yes, okay? And that's 18 points of bludgeoning damage to your mech, which you should be able to put in yourself. I think you have editing rights for the document.
Yeah, I'm sure I do. I'm just looking at how many points of damage requires me to roll a d10, and it's 50.
Yes.
Minus 18 is 182.
All right, and the next three things on this list are the fire elementals that are going to hop out if any of you has a mech that gets destroyed. Zenosha,
What?
you're up. Oh, hi.
I mean, the mechs do have fire elementals in them. That makes sense.
Also, it's a percentage
Yeah,
chance that they'll hop out. It's not a guarantee.
Just that it caught me by surprise. That's all.
It was just a shocking statement, that's all.
I mean, it's not an Afridi.
This
We've
time.
dealt with fire elementals before. Well, we've dealt with
Not this many,
Elementals.
but yes.
before.
Zenosha, it is your turn.
All right, bonus action. I'm going to healing word Kendricks,
Oh, yay.
Yeah, Kendrick's just got to get back on his feet so he can get at his mecha.
and that's a total of 16 health points.
I'm not unconscious, guys.
From healing word?
I cast
level
it
Are you
at
casting it at 7th level? Okay.
Fifth.
Wow.
I figure once I'm in the mech, I'm not going to be using too many spell slots, but I
Yeah,
also
but I'm
didn't
not going
just
to be
want
taking any damage. You probably should have done that first.
So long as you survive your trip to the mech.
Oh, I'm going to get there, don't worry.
Wow.
That would require you to do something like casting Dimension Door.
God damn it, Aaron.
I'm on a roll. I will never be able to do this again.
and then I'll spend the rest of my turn getting to my mech and powering it up.
Okay. At the end of your turn, we're going to have another tail attack against Neri's mech, because Neri's the only one that annoyed it.
Hey.
That would be a 35 to hit.
So I cast shield, and then 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 it doesn't hit.
Unfortunately, rangers and fighters can't cast shields. If only you'd taken those levels in rogue.
To be fair,
I've-
fighters can cast shield if they're Eldritch Knights.
Oh, true.
Yeah, but I'm an arcane archer.
Yeah.
Also fun. So that is... I rolled
Shouldn't have
average
moved it.
damage. You're taking another 18.
I have to actually do the math this time. 164. I had meant to do a grasping arrow, but it is way past my turn. So
Okay. Lesson learned. It is now JR's turn. And
JR, do not rush in!
my mech is in the shop. I was wondering why JR had a third level spell, but it's because JR has the sending ability from internal structure. Basically, RP wise, it's an internal structure in JR that allows JR to contact Cogbucket Senior. But mechanics-wise, JR has Ascending Stone.
Don't you dare try to get in the robot, Shinji.
I hate everything about that. Okay. So JR is going to do Lay on Hands on Kendricks.
Oh.
Well, I think like it's you and Zax that are left here.
Right.
And Zax is a tank. So JR is more worried about the squishy wizard, to be honest.
Right. Well,
Right.
fair enough.
Yeah, if that dragon does another breath, I'm unconscious again.
If the dragon looks at JR silly, JR is going to be unconscious and also a kind of like oily smear.
Oof.
Yeah, JR should not be anywhere near the dragon. Kendricks was knocked out by the dragon. Zax
It's
is
angry
not
at the dragon.
Zax is not entirely sure whether that lightning breath tickled.
By the way, that,
Oh, it did a little more than that.
that lightning breath knocked me out by like 25 overkill.
Wow.
Wow.
I don't do insta-death rules, but
Yes,
if
I
I
know.
did do insta-death rules, I would have been
instantly dead.
concerned. With that said, you have an additional 15
Wait, by
hit points.
25?
Hmm?
Do you have a negative constitution?
Did I count it wrong? It was like 20 something.
Wait, I may have counted this wrong. I don't know.
Your
gonna
level,
guess you did it right.
your level, hang on. No, this is important. You're level 11. Wizards get 6 hit points per level.
Look, I never said I was good at maths.
Ah.
So you should have unless
I have
you've
66.
60, so you have 66 hit
Yes.
points? Okay, and the dragon did 83. So 17.
Okay, that's
Okay.
still a lot.
It is a lot. I'm just making sure that you're doing your hit points the way you're supposed to.
No, I am. I'm just.
I
not
don't know
good
if
at
I
math.
did it right.
Let me take a look.
Okay,
I don't
while
remember
that's
how
going
many
on,
the dragon hit for. I don't remember.
JR uses all of his points he has available for Lay on Hands and gives you another 15 hit points.
Okay. I'm up at 30. 30, 31.
And that was their action. They choose to not use their movement because where would they run to?
Good point.
Their mech is currently in the shop. Like, literally, it's a stone defender and it's in Chroma's shop right now. Mostly disassembled. With that said, as the DM frantically clicks through trying to find the tab with the encounter tracker, next up, at the end of Cogbucket's turn, that's another tail attack. That's a 19 to hit near his mech.
That'll do it. That'll hit.
I rolled a 3, and I was like, oh, maybe this won't hit. No, it has a plus 16.
Yeah, if I hadn't taken the penalties to AC, then it wouldn't have hit.
That is 14 points of damage.
That drops me to exactly 150.
All right, roll a d10.
What did we learn?
No, I don't think I will. 2.
Okay.
So my second 10-foot speed increase is
Kaput.
Is currently
Oh.
disabled.
we discovered different ways of noting that.
It's all good.
So I'm at 40 80 right now.
Okay. And now it is the ancient blue dragon's turn.
It's not had a turn.
Nope.
It was using
It's-
legendary actions.
Using
It's been using
reactions, yeah.
legendary reactions.
I'm not paying attention to that. Oh
And
Okay.
Crash did just confirm it's ancient.
Yes, I did, and I just rolled a 6 for its recharge.
no. Oh no.
But you're a
But
bit
it's
more spread
lightning.
out now, so it can't hit all of you at once.
Yeah, I was going to say lightning's a line.
Focus on the mechs.
I am a kind and gracious DM, which is why I'm now going to try to kill Chroma. Chroma, could you roll a saving throw for me? A dexterity.
I'm gonna use a luck point. Ew.
That was worse.
That was worse.
So here's the good news. It's not Chroma that's taking this damage, probably, but it is the mech.
I can't cast absorb elements on a mech.
That's 92 points
Oh,
of
that
damage to the
added.
mech.
I wish I could cast absorb elements on a mech.
Okay, and that is over 50 points of damage, so
Yeah,
you're going to have to
I
roll
know.
a d10. I'm just happy that I get to test this mechanic of every 50 points we roll a d10.
Oh, shoot. What is Cogbucket doing offline?
I'm sorry. I'm doing my best. Wrong Cogbucket. This Cogbucket is not a lieutenant.
I can't type my password.
They can be be a lieutenant if they want to be. I believe in them.
They are wearing a red shirt.
Oh. There was a brief Discord connectivity problem. Cogbucket is back online.
For those listening at home, Cogbucket is a Discord bot that lets us roll dice. And that's a 3.
That's one of my ballistas.
Yep. And, I just crossed out your hit points. It's not the entire row. It's just the part that says ballista.
Max dead.
How many damage was that?
92.
92.
92?
You could have it be 93 if you want, but don't. All right, Zax.
I will rage, which gives me some protection from like bludgeoning, piercing, slashing, things like this.
It won't confer to your mech, but yes.
Well, I'm not in the mech yet.
This is also true.
Uh-huh.
But you can get to the mech with your movement. And then you can use your action to start turning the mech on.
Okay, let's do that.
All right. So a very angry Zax stomps to the mech.
Mm-hmm. Slams it shut.
Angrily presses all the buttons. Now, all the buttons in Zax's mech, I'm going to say, are reinforced to specifically resist someone with 2 magical items that augment strength, pressing them angrily. It's almost as if
it's more like punching them.
Actually, this moment was not foreseen. This moment was it was a learning experience. This is not your first command console.
Yeah.
Or the second.
Everybody else's command console is buttons. Zax's command console is those big squeaky, like, you punch them and they go, geek-rook.
Imagine, if you will, a whack-a-mole game, but instead of having a hammer, it's just Zax punching things.
Right, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
I love everything about this.
Well, she is wearing the gauntlets of ogre power, so... Or they are still wearing those. So.
And with that said, it is the end of your turn, which means we have another legendary action.
Mm-hmm.
And this time it's going to be a tail attack versus Zenosha's mech, because why not?
Wow.
That's a 26 to hit Zenosha's mech.
That'll hit.
And that's going to be 25 points of bludgeoning damage.
All right.
It was the dragon's turn.
No, it wasn't the dragon's
legendary.
turn. It was, legendary action.
No, but I mean, the dragon had a turn.
Yes, the dragon did have a turn. And
which is why they were allowed to go beyond 3 legendary actions in a round, is
Correct.
because they had their turn within the round.
They actually rolled very low, relatively speaking, for initiative. They only had a 10. With that said, Kendrix, is there something you would like to do?
Okay.
Get in the mech, Shinji.
Quick question: the layout of our console areas, is there enough space for 2 people? Yes.
It's a little cramped, but it's technically how JR got here.
Okay, I grab onto JR and Dimension Door the 2 of us to my mech to the console.
The least tanky character took the heal bot, literally the heal bot, with him. I am on board with this.
That's fine.
Kendrick's being down is why Neri didn't drag JR with her in the first place.
And then get ready.
You were waiting to post that GIF.
Yeah, I was.
Oh my gosh, it's even a Triceratops. Well, okay, so yeah, it's T-Rex, not Triceratops. Triceratops is my favorite, though.
That's a Dino Thunder Ranger. They're cool.
All right. So you are currently powering on your mech.
Mm-hmm.
And next up is Chroma.
Hey!
Who has a powered mech.
Hey, you big giant jerk. My turn!
Kill it.
And, what's the battlefield like? Can I breathe fire on it without hitting any of my friends?
I'm going to say yes, because we've been playing for over an hour, and I would like to take a break at the end of this round.
Great! Chroma's
Actually,
salamander.
can we take a break at the end of this turn?
We can do that.
Chroma's salamander opens its mouth, and fire comes out.
Not lightning?
Definitely
Aw,
not
man.
lightning.
Okay, fine. You breathe something that it doesn't have a resistance to. What do I have to roll?
Dex save DC 15.
I am very glad that I did all that math earlier.
So am I.
Thank you, past me. Also, that's going to be the first legendary resistance used up.
It's only got 2 more.
Well, I will still roll the damage that it will be taking half of.
Yep.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Ancient blues don't have a dexterity modifier.
So that's 50 fire damage halved to 25.
Okay, so I don't have to roll a d10 for the ancient blue dragon.
Probably not.
I don't have a chart for that.
Guess what? I have 2 of them.
Yeah, you still do have 2 ballistae. Ballistae?
And so the salamander
Ballistae.
sort of whoosh starts rising into the air on its rockets, and it fires its ballistae. And so let me, what do I roll to make the attack again? Oh yeah, my,
I think I have the math in there for that too.
No, you don't.
I don't? Oh.
You were
No,
letting
I
me
don't.
use intelligence before.
Yeah, whatever your highest hit modifier is. If you're a spellcaster and that's higher, you use your 2 hit modifier for spellcasting. If you are more non-magical based, then whichever modifier is higher, strength or dexterity.
Okay,
But
so
no
I
proficiency.
Yeah, because I'm not vehicle proficient.
But
Wait,
that
do I
allows you
have
to click the
pack
bow.
tactic?
Not currently. No one decided to rush up and hug the dragon. Gives Anosha a turn.
Give Zax a turn. Yep.
Okay, I'm going to use my inspiration on that one.
And by hug, I mean stab it with a tusk, by the way.
Ah!
I'm actually probably not going to be using melee the first round because you've established I can use a cone breath weapon, and since our last fight, I modified the warthog to have a cold breath weapon.
Although keep in mind, every attack ability you have available, you may use every turn. Well, except for the breath weapons, they still have a recharge. So you could use
Anyway.
all of your attacks on the first turn. So that looks like you rolled an 11, and then... Oh, you rolled 9 twice. Okay, I see.
Yeah,
You
I
still did
used
25
my
points of damage. Respectable. And that was the end of that turn. Right at the end of the turn, we're going to have the second legendary action. We're going to have a tail swipe. Actually, no. No, we're not. Because it still has 2 legendary actions left, so it's going to burn both of them.
Oh, wow.
It flies into the air. It beats its wings. Each creature within 15 feet of it, which is none of you, needs to make a roll. So none of you need to make a roll to save versus getting knocked over and taking damage. However,
Why is it doing this?
because on a round that is not its turn, it's now airborne.
Oh,
And at that, then we're going to take a short break.
Okay.
We'll return with Neri's turn. I'm going to press some buttons. We're live now.
They say of the Acropolis where the Parthenon is.
It's Neri's turn.
Okay, y'all need to watch QI.
I don't know what that is.
Is that that British game show
It's
thing?
an English game show.
Oh, okay.
I think I've seen 1 episode of it.
So it's Neri's turn, and I'm sure Neri is going to go, crikey, ain't she a beaut? And then immediately try to wrestle with the dragon. Only doing so in a giant mech because it's an ancient blue dragon.
Are we live?
We are live.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna bark at the dragon.
Dog! Dog!
dog, dog, dog.
How far is the dragon from me?
About 30 feet. Actually, no. It's,
Yeah, I was
Looking
gonna
at
say it
this,
took
so-
off.
It took
yeah,
off.
it took
went up.
off. It used half of its movement speed. It is 40 feet in the air.
So that's... Do I have to break up the Pythagorean theorem?
I don't want to, so I'm just saying 40 feet.
Okay.
Oh no, let's not do the Pythagorean theorem. Also, is that the one that's x equals negative b plus or minus square?
No,
A
that's
squared
the
plus b
quadratic
squared equals c
equation.
squared.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A squared
I can't
plus b
remember
squared
what any
equals
of
c
them.
squared.
Oh, okay, that's much easier to remember.
Yeah, yeah.
I never remember what each of them is called.
The quadratic formula is much different.
They made us sing it.
Wow.
I ended up memorizing it simply because my high school math classes used it so much that it couldn't help but get it stuck in my head.
I will breath weapon at it, and then, well, I'll breath weapon at it. So it's a con save at DC 18.
By the way, I made a mistake last time. It does have a dexterity modifier for saving throws, but I rolled low enough that it didn't matter too much.
There you go.
So I'm going to make the con save. That's an 18.
Okay. I don't know if it takes half damage or not.
Is it even within range of the breath weapons? Because according to the sheet, the lines have 30.
Oh yeah, it's a 15-foot cone. Well, I'll do that while I'm rising.
Okay. Yeah, if you've got flight, you can use.
You have flight.
You can use
yeah.
your movement.
Mm-hmm.
So the blue dragon tries to fly out of your range, and then it turns out you all have ranged attacks and/or can fly.
Yes.
But in any case, it's taking half damage. So how much is that?
27.
It doesn't like that.
And then as I fly by, it's going to take a claw attack. I think... Oh, no.
So
I have to do the attack myself, don't I?
you do have to roll the attack yourself, and I'm going to argue that all these attacks happen as you fly by because it's easier.
All right. Yeah, the claw attack is, I guess, my dex plus proficiency, maybe?
No proficiency bonuses.
Okay, so just dex.
These mechs are all new enough that none of you is proficient in them yet.
Okay.
That's my argument.
So just my dex. Is that right?
Yes, if that's your highest modifier, yes.
Well, that's a 24.
I'll give it to you this time.
And I guess that's 19 slashing damage.
All right. It does not take half.
And then because I have flyby, it doesn't get an opportunity attack, so I fly right past it.
Yep. At the end of your turn, it doesn't have any legendary attacks left, so it does nothing. Also,
and even if it did, it couldn't reach me.
And no one's in range right now because it flew 40 feet into the air.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And even with one of my 10-foot speed increases removed, I am still 40 feet beyond it by the time my turn ends.
All right. So next up is Zenosha.
So it's 40 feet in the air, you said?
Currently.
Then all I can do is move closer and hope it lands soon, because my only range attack is the breath weapon, which is a cone of 15 feet, so...
Okay.
Mm.
An angry, boar-shaped giant robot just sort of stomps the ground below the dragon and looks up angrily.
If I can talk through the mech, I'll tell it to come down and fight me, or it's a coward.
Valid. At some point, someone giving this giant robot a paint job painted very angry eyebrows on it.
You have no honor.
It is JR's turn. They offer moral support. That's primarily what they can do. They don't even have a seat. They can't sit in their chair.
Right.
You can do it, Kendricks.
I believe in you. Is it just me, or does this mech appear to be smaller on the inside? Thank you.
Can we get a Kendrick seat in my mech? Can we get a JR seat in my mech? That'd be great.
They start asking to be referred to as Donna. Actually, no. Handles.
Yes, JR's handles. Yes.
Yep.
I do not understand any of this.
They would be that would be how they get ahead in life.
Yeah, I see you that there.
Yep. I'm here all week. So it is the Blue Dragon's turn. They are going to first of all see if they have a breath weapon. Nope. That is a 1.
I don't think anyone is saddened by that.
No, you are wrong.
I don't think anyone that matters is saddened by that.
Technically, the blue dragon is made of matter.
No one we care about is sad about that.
Zenosha,
Mm-hmm.
could you do me a favor? I would
Okay.
like you to make an intimidation check.
Okay, I have a negative to intimidation, so this
Oh,
isn't going to
no.
work very well.
Oh no.
I'm basing this off of what you said. You rolled a 0.
Oh wow. Oh no.
Impressive.
Nice.
Oh.
So you are the opposite of intimidating, and you just
As-
threatened an ancient blue dragon. Guess what?
Uh-oh.
As I have just successfully attacked the ancient blue dragon for honestly a not unsubstantial amount of damage, can I give assistance to that check?
But why? Zenosha's going to get what she wants.
Oh.
Yeah, but she also rolled a 0.
True, but she managed to get the blue dragon to come down and fight.
I was gonna say I can't do anything while it's up there either.
Okay, so it
All
drops
right.
down on top of the giant boar mech. It rolls a 25 to hit with its bite.
Oof.
Okay, that'll hit.
That is 20 points of damage. First claw attack, that is going to be a 27 to hit. Second claw attack
Wait,
is a 23.
what was the first roll?
A 25.
Okay.
The lowest of the 3 rolls to hit is a 23.
That's
And-
my armor class exactly, and
Okay, so it's 3
So-
hits. So the claw attacks do 16 points each.
that was 20 from the bite.
Correct.
So that's 32, 52.
All right, you're going to roll a d10.
Yep, just let me update my hit points first. And let's see. How do I get 2 nat 1s in a row?
Oh.
Well, I got bad news for you. Your tusk attack just got destroyed.
Well, I still have my breath weapon, but that's now my only offensive ability.
So let's hope it recharges. All right. Next up is Zax.
Okay, I'm gonna go in and help out Zenosha now that the
All right.
dragon's kind of on the ground. So I'm going to. It's like I can reach you now. Okay. So I'm going to use I have a speed increase to get there, so I don't know if that plays in.
Not necessary, but you very easily reach and
Okay.
have a ballista attack, a bite attack, and claw attacks that you can all use.
Yes. So I'm gonna go to start with. I'm gonna go for a bite attack, and if I can grab its neck, that'd be great. I have
Okay.
no idea how to math this out or how the numbers work.
Okay, so your highest modifier you have available to you is your strength modifier.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, you're doing strength checks to see if you hit.
Okay. So I do a strength check.
hmm
Where's the button? Where's the button?
This isn't technically a strength check, but it's good enough for government work.
Okay. Let me find it. I'm having trouble reading it right now. Strength. That's a saving throw. That's not it.
It would be the boxes above that.
Boxes above that.
Strength.
The little boxes.
Strength is just below your
Oh.
character portrait.
Okay, got it. So I click that.
Yep.
It's a 20.
7.
27. Well, you, wait a
And,
minute.
and a natural 20.
Okay,
Natural
so
20.
you're going to roll double damage. What were you attacking with this time? The bite?
Bite attack.
Okay.
Aiming for its neck.
All right. So your bite attack does. I'm the one who came up with this for the stats, and I'm still marveling at this. You're going to roll 8d12, and then we're going to add 7 to that.
Okay. 8
It's
d12s.
very fitting that's a d12 because barbarian.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. 8 d12s. Here we go. And it comes out to 53.
53 plus 7 is 60 even.
I think that's
Wow.
the most damage any one person's done so far.
I think so too.
Barbarian.
Barbarian.
Okay.
Raging barbarian. Yeah.
For your next trick,
I get to keep going.
well,
Okay.
you have a claw attack.
Oh,
and you
you've
have a
got
Yeah.
2 more attacks.
I do. Yeah. Okay. So, I'm assuming I made some kind of wound on this dragon's neck with that amount of damage. So I'm
One
going
could
to use.
argue that yes,
yeah.
it is bleeding its own blood.
Right. So I'm going to use both claw attacks, one after the other, to try to enlarge that wound.
But you only have one claw attack.
I have one claw
You have
attack, then I'm
one
going to
claw
do it
attack
with
and one
one.
ballista.
Okay, then I will do one claw attack to try to rip that open more. Do I do strength again?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Wow. Okay. This time I have a total of 19. 12
That's
plus.
going to miss.
Okay.
And you have a ballista attack, which is
I have yeah.
also a strength check because of the way I rules it. They're all strength checks. For you, they're all
Okay.
strength checks. For near either dexterity.
I get it.
For
Yeah.
Kendrick,
Okay,
they're
so
intelligence.
Yeah, your ballista basically whether or not it hits is dependent on how hard you hit the button.
Okay. All right, I'm going to aim the ballista if I'm sort of attached to the dragon's neck at the moment, so I'm going to aim the ballista up at its head and hope for the best. Oh, that didn't work at all. It's a 12 total.
To be fair, you're
inspiration?
currently chomping down on its neck. It's kind of hard
Right.
to aim at the same time.
Yeah, I figured I'd try.
Yeah.
Jen, do you have inspiration?
No.
Can I give Jen my inspiration?
Sure.
Okay.
Let's say it's stunned from my thunder a little bit.
Okay. So I hit the button again?
Go ahead and hit the button again. Let's see what we get.
17.
Oh, okay.
Tried, yeah.
It was a valiant effort. You still did more damage than anyone else so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With that said,
Well, barbarian, you know?
yes,
Right.
barbarian and a crit.
Yeah.
But now it is Kendrex's turn to shine. Chris, you're up.
You're muted,
Oh,
Chris.
I
There you
was
go.
muted. Hi, I thought I was muted. So it's on the Warthog, yes?
It's currently
Yeah,
on the Warthog, yes.
Currently on the
Cindy,
Warthog.
putting your points into AC is helping out amazingly.
Every creature that's tried to attack me has beaten my AC.
Okay, but at the same time, every
Fighting
creature
a
that
challenge
we have,
level 23.
yeah, and every creature that we have faced has attacked you and not won.
Yeah, because I have everyone else dealing damage. If I were to redo it, I might.
That's the
make
point,
myself-
though.
That's the point, though. Pack tactics whole deal. You know?
Need a tanky.
Yeah.
Yeah,
did
but
want
my
to be the
AC
tank.
isn't. My AC isn't helping me be the tank. Is the point? So I might
True.
go with the extra HP route, and I might have gone with the extra
okay, that's
HP route
fair.
instead.
That's
That's
valid.
fair.
I'm
To
going
keep things balanced, I'm using things that are powerful enough that the higher AC isn't as important. But you are going to do what?
I'm going to run at this thing and do the tail swipe first.
Okay. I mean, it kept using tail attacks. And it turned
Fair
out it was
enough.
fair play.
Yeah, exactly. So roll d20. So that's a natural 19 plus 4, so 23.
23.
That's going to hit, even without it being a nat 20.
It wasn't a nat 20, it was a
Oh, 19. But still, with that said, you hit.
3d8 plus 7. Ooh, that's a good numbers.
Oh, shoot.
27 bludgeoning damage.
It doesn't like that either.
No, I don't think it would. And then I'm going to continue through the motion and go for the bite. Yeah, that's not as good.
That, yeah, 7's not going to do it.
Yeah, 7 plus 4, that's not going to do it.
Still, it's too large. You wouldn't have been able to eat it with your bite.
No, that's fair.
Also, there is a giant wolf mech that is currently already trying to eat the ancient blue dragon.
Yep.
So there's competition.
That's my turn because there's no point in doing a lightning breath weapon against a blue dragon.
I mean, you could try it.
No, I'm good.
You could certainly try. And now it's time for someone else to try.
What? Brief digression. Eo, darling, will you remind me to put a new sack in this evening?
I will try.
Thank you.
And Chroma, what would you like to do at this point? Besides remind Ellie something later.
I would like to fire my ballistas. Do I have
All right.
advantage now?
I think it's safe to say that everyone has pack tactics thanks to 3 of you ganging up on the blue dragon.
Also, it's literally on top of me.
Right? Can't get much closer than that.
Okay, one moment. Let me look at something. Ugh.
Oh.
Dang.
While we're waiting for EO, I'm just going to say that I'm very glad my flyby lower in the priority. Maybe
Apparently
I
there
can
are
still.
ballista gifs in Discord.
You're going to backstab him with a ballista?
I've seen that movie, actually.
Strictly speaking, it's possible.
Well, not by 5th edition rules, because backstab isn't an ability.
Okay, sorry about that. I was dealing with food. Anyway, that 18. I'm gonna use my reaction and use Flash of Genius to add my int modifier.
So basically, you've doubled your modifier for it, technically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. I think that's going to take you over.
Yeah, probably. I'm hoping a 22 hits.
That is exactly its AC.
Cool. So that's Ballista 1, and that's gonna be how do I have so many things open now?
Welcome to my world. And they're all for the same campaign.
Wow.
16 damage. And now I'm gonna roll for the second ballista attack, and yeah, that 17 is not gonna hit.
All right. At the end
If
of
its
your
AC
turn.
is 22, I can only hit on an 18, 19, or 20.
Okay. So at the end of your turn, I would like Zenosha and Zax and Kendrix to all roll dexterity saving throws.
Okay. I got
21.
same.
And a 4.
Oh.
The DC was 24.
Yeah, that was a natural one.
I could use Splash of Genius to help somehow. No, I couldn't.
a
I used
reaction?
it's a
Yeah.
reaction.
Might have, yeah.
So
Yeah, I have a
here's what
total of
happens.
21.
Forgot.
Your 3 mechs are knocked prone,
Okay.
Okay.
and they each take a whopping 14 points of damage because I rolled a 1 on one of the die I need to roll.
Okay, I have no idea how to number that on the...
I'll put it in
Thank you.
as soon as I remember how to math.
Yeah, I cannot do this.
I am typing, but where am I typing?
I don't know. When I'm seeing the box with the ballista has lighted next to it.
So here's the thing. A particular furry friend of mine walked over my keyboard and apparently pressed the numlock button.
Oh!
So I was typing, but really all that was happening was the box I had selected was going up and down, left.
Okay, yeah. So that number's different now. Ballista.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and that's, I think, the first amount of damage you took in your mech, so you don't have to roll anything
Okay.
for that, anything additional. You're just knocked prone because there is a wing buffet.
Oh, no.
I'm pretty sure that's what it's called.
And me without any bite attacks.
Oh!
It does manage because we don't have grapple rules for bites, I think, or did we add those?
I don't know.
I'm not worrying about it now. It's late. It breaks free of your bite, which I will say that you were holding on for effect, if nothing else. Flies 40 feet into the air again and knocks the 3 of you prone.
Okay.
So now it's up there again. And now it is Neri's turn.
Neri is going to roll her d6. That's 5.
All right.
So I take it her breath weapon does not recharge?
It recharges on a 6.
Okay, that's what I thought. So Neri is going to sweep down and scrape her claws along the dragon's spine.
You're going to be Cloud from Final Fantasy Advent Children.
Pretty much.
Only giant bat mech. I'm bat mech.
14 isn't going to get hit.
No. I believe you've already given away your point of inspiration.
I have.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you look cool doing it.
Yeah, there's lots of sparks and the dragon going, hey, that tickles. And then I'm out of range again.
It's kind of a ballet of the two of you in the air briefly. It's in slow motion. There's bullet time going on. Sniv shows up and asks everyone to choose a blue pill or a red pill. It's Zenosha's turn.
Is it still 40 feet in the air?
It is 40 feet in the air again. Now, I will give you an opportunity. I allowed people to enter or leave their mechs as part of their movement speed. There is a hatch for your mech. If you don't do anything with your mech, attack-wise or movement-wise, you could always stick your head out and do something that your kobold is able to do.
Really?
All right, then. So, let's see. I didn't know that was an option.
I didn't make it an option before. I'm playing this by ear at this point.
So, I don't know if this is true or not, but I'm hoping it's not resistant to cold, so I'm going to cast Ice Knife. Will a 22 hit?
That is exactly its AC. It is resistant to druids, though.
So don't throw Zenosha at it.
Well, there's only one of you where we have to worry about that being an action.
Yeah.
So that's 10 piercing damage. Now I have to roll the cold. And then make sure I'm rolling the right number.
So after the 10 points of damage, it's like, that barely hurt at all. And then suddenly the cold sets in.
49 cold damage.
It feels that. Actually, no, it doesn't. It's numb. That's part of the problem. It's bloodied. It really doesn't like that. All right.
All right, that's my turn.
At the end of your turn, it can't do anything because while it has a remaining legendary action, no one's in range. GR continues to offer moral support. It is the blue dragon's turn. It double moves away from you. It is now 40 feet in the air and 160 feet away from the rest of the party. Actually, a bit more in regards to Neri, because Neri flew past. Does any of you have a movement speed of 80 or higher?
I don't think so.
My
No.
movement speed is 80.
Don't know.
Your movement speed is exactly 80?
Yes.
Okay. So if you wanted to, you could give pursuit, but you would not be able to catch up.
Okay.
And no one would be able to follow you.
And also, it isn't my turn.
This is true. But I am saying this as an opportunity for us to end combat for now, as opposed to continuing going through the initiative order and saying, okay, well, it's further away from you now, except for you who have left all of your friends behind because they did not dance. And none of them were wearing
In my
hats
defense, none of us are bards.
yet.
True.
Just wait until Cogbucket starts taking levels in Bard.
Oh.
Aww.
As a paladin bard, they would only sing hymns. Well, actually, no. They are non-binary, so they'd be singing they-thems. Thank you, I'm heroic. Also, it is not lost on me that the Warforged is non-binary.
Big mood.
All right, so the blue dragon flies off, yelling, "I'll get you next time, Gadget." Or gadgets, plural, because you're all inside robots. Or are a robot. Or both, in one particular case.
Alternatively, it could be saying, I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for you meddling kids and your dog.
I am not a dog.
I was thinking the same thing.
Dog.
Yeah, I'm not a dog.
All right.
Wow.
Oh, crap.
What happened?
I'm not
What did you
recording
break?
right now.
Oh. Okay.
That's interesting. I don't know when that stopped.
Well, at least you have the rep from the Twitch feed.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I have
Oh
that.
yeah. So that's
That's why I'm not worried.
okay.
I'm simply wondering at when
You're
that
just
record
confused
button
and
stopped
curious.
being recording. Yeah. Well, it's really weird. Nancy's base got turned into a disco. Everyone's excited and confused. Arshbeth, I would debate if that was when it happened, but I thought it disabled all my hotkeys just for that reason. Because there have been mornings when I woke up and walked over to my computer and saw that it had been recording for 8 hours of nothing.
Oh.
Yeah, because a hotkey was pressed at some point. But whatever. So, with that said, we have been live for just over 2 hours. This feels like a very good beat to end this particular adventure on.
Mm-hmm.
So, thank you everyone for listening. Thank you everyone for playing. Tonight I was joined by a bunch of awesome people, including Chris, Ellie, Eo, Jen, Cindy, Arshbeth hanging out, as always. And is there anything that anyone would like to plug?
Apparently not.
His mom likes books.
Yes, that.
Yes, at elizabeth-mccoy.com or
Yes.
alternatively...
Eo's mom writes books. By the time you hear this recording, they will be available at elizabethmccoy.com. I run a social network at elekk.xyz. It is by gamers, for gamers. Ask anyone for an invite.
I do a fortnightly nerd video games podcast. I talk about games, D&D, nerd culture, all the things. It's AzrothCTC.com. It's Azeroth Coast to Coast is the podcast.
And I
Sorry
am
for the delay there.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just saying sorry for the delay there.
That's all. Okay.
I am dying, and I was hooking up the machine that makes me not die.
Always
Reasonable.
important.
Yeah.
For those who are
Okay,
overly concerned, thank you.
So
It's
I'm the
dialysis.
host of Shattered Soulstone at shatteredsoulstone.com. It's a Diablo community-focused podcast. It's been around since 2011, and it appears once a week. I'm also the only creator of Book of Gen at bookofgen.net, and there's a lot of Diablo content on there, as well as a variety of other video games and random things. You can find that at bookofgen.net.
And there's a Patreon.
Yes, patreon.com/cogwheelgaming. Help us keep the lights on, along with other illustrious patrons, including Chris, Cindy, Ellie, Eric, Janatalock, Mickey, Shanshan, and Walter. And until next time, this is Crash saying, why do people keep referring to me as a canine? I mean, I suppose it is not necessarily insulting to be called a good boy, but I am technically not a boy.
Not a dog, not a boy.
Distinctively without fur.
I'm going to start calling Cogbucket or JR the same thing I call Monsterbot 13. I'm going to call him Biddy.
Good night, everybody.
Because, bit,
I got it. I am here for puns. I am here for this content.
like a computer bit,
Oh, yeah.
as opposed to a bite.
Mm-hmm.
JR doesn't bite. They're not
I
a dog.
vote you not bite them.
No,
There would be one way of
Right.
getting your iron content for the day, but don't.
No bites, just bits.
Okay, I'm gonna go to bed.
Good,
I'll-
because I'm not a qualified
All right,
dentist.
sleep good, Chris.
Good night, Chris.
All right, good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.